Hi, this is Chris, back with another podcast on From Grieving to Believing. My special guest today is none other than Dr. Rev W.J. Lawson, who is a pastor of Cornerstone Community Baptist Church, my church. That means he is my pastor and my spiritual advisor. Now, I wanted to go on and on and on about this wonderful man, but I was told to make it short and sweet.
All right.
So, yeah, I guess that's all you need to know, that he's a fantastic pastor, a great leader, and a great speaker. And I'm so glad to have been a part of his church for the last 25 years.
Bless you. It's been a great joy in having you as a member, and it's always good to be in your company and a part of this podcast.
Thank you. And I asked Reverend Lawson to be on this podcast because of the personal role he plays in supporting the grieving with their grief, because grief is a natural and a biblical process, emphasizing that even in the midst of grief, believers can still find joy in God's presence and blessing.
Yes.
Thank you, Reverend Lawson, for being with us and sharing your experience and thoughts on grieving and believing. Now, I know one of the most important things the pastor can do is pray with the family and for the family. And this is during their time of grief. Is it a prayer of comfort and joy, or a reminder that God is near in the midst of pain, or is it both?
Well, first of all, let me thank you again for having me to come and share. As a pastor, and my role as a pastor covers many areas, and this one in particular as grief. When we think in terms of grief, we can go all the way back to the beginning of time, as well as during Jesus' time. Jesus even shared in the grief of his friends, Lazarus, Martha, and Mary.
Right.
Lazarus passed, and so Jesus finally went to their rescue, and he shared in their grief. So when we ask the question, is it a part of both? Yes, it is a part of both. It's there for comfort, as well as your relationship to your members and to your loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a combination of both. And it's a ministry that you're there to share with those who have lost and comfort them to the point that they too can get through this.
Right.
Okay?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know you've helped a lot of people through grief, and you've seen it displayed very differently throughout your time of need. You have comforted them through the death. You probably did the eulogy. You in constant contact with the family. Grief is a very heavy thing. After you have gone through this with them, how do you recover? How do you care for yourself? I would think that you would have lost a lot of power and energy going through the grief process with the family. How do you recover?
That's a good question, because what happened is the connection that you have with the family, with the deceased, and then you got to be able to reconnect with being able to move forward.
Right.
It's not an easy thing, but it's a thing that you must do. And one of the ways that you can recover is after much prayer, and that is taking time for yourself.
Right.
You have to find that common denominator where you can get away and regroup. Even when Jesus heard that his friend John the Baptist had been beheaded, he took time for himself and invited his disciples or his followers to come along and recline and rest so that you could regroup and renew for the next journey.
Mm-hmm.
It is important that you have time for yourself. Because if you don't take time, then it's going to lead to other
Right.
illness, breakdown, nervous breakdown. It's like a pop-off valve. Pressure builds up, and therefore you have to have a space and time where you can release. Crying is good. Meditating, reading the word,
Right.
and then don't spend too much time alone, but it's always good to carry someone with you who understand what you're going through.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's a question I've often wondered about you being in your position
Yeah.
and having to deal with so many loss, so much
Right.
grief.
Yeah. Yeah. It really, and let me add this too. Grief affects people differently, and especially the connection that you have with them. So there are different levels.
And that leads me into my next question.
Okay.
Now, I know from personal experience that when death touches your congregation, you are there for the family. And I can tell my story for that.
Okay.
You have been with me. You were there with me when my mom passed.
Yes.
I'll call you and I said, Pastor Lawson, my mom just passed.
Yeah.
You were there before they came to pick the body
Right.
up. You were there for my husband's family.
Right.
You were
Yeah.
there for Alice, who started out as my sister-in-law,
Right.
my friend, and ended up being my sister.
Right.
You were there through her hospital stay. You were there through
Yeah.
her leaving this world. And, of course, just a few months ago, you were there for me when my husband passed.
Right.
He passed on a Sunday. You preached that Sunday, and by 5 o'clock you were at my house. But not just you.
Yeah.
Sister Lawson takes a great part in this with you. So I know that you are there for your members.
Right.
But I also know, like you said, because of maybe the longevity of membership with the church and with you, that each one's different. Each one affects you differently.
Right. Right.
And do you handle that grief in the same way? Since a lot of it can be very personal,
Okay.
as us as church
Very
members
good.
in your church
Very
family.
Good. That's a very, very good question. It's a process, and the process deals with two things: character and connection. Because each person affects you differently, and dealing with the character as you get to know the person, then you get to know them one-on-one and for who they are.
Right.
Their love for you, their love for the family, their love for humanity. So it affects you differently.
Right.
And it's just like your own personal family. It's called, to me, my extended family.
Right. Right.
So there's a love, there's a compassion, there are genuine feelings. So when that individual depart, it takes a part from you. And that part is only filled with time. Nothing else really feels it.
Right.
Just so each person is different.
Yeah.
Their personalities are different. So you miss that personality. You look out in your congregation, you see where they normally sit, and things run through your mind. If George was here, I could get an amen there. Or, if Robert was here, then I know the type of dress that he's going to be, his attire. So
Right.
those things carries weight with you. And so it's the different personalities.
I tell you, the day
Yeah.
that Robert passed, you really saved me
Bless you. Yeah.
I mean, I was ready to follow that body out of the house.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Chris, you can't
Yeah,
do
can't
this.
do this. Right.
You know,
Right. Yeah.
You made
Yeah.
sure that I was okay that night.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
don't let her sleep in
Right.
that bedroom.
Right.
Somebody
Yeah.
needs to be here with you.
Right.
You did all that for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That got
Yeah.
me through the night.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
you know I love you for that.
Right.
I loved you before that,
understand.
but I
Yeah,
love you
I do
for taking
understand.
care of me
Right.
in my time of need.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Now, let's get on. Got emotional
I
here.
gotta understand.
Brother Lawson, you've had some very personal loss yourself in your life.
That's true.
Who pastors the pastor when he's going through his time of grief?
Very good. That's why it's important I hold this. Every pastor need a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
You need someone you can confide in, someone you can go to, because we're human. And the same thing that you feel, you experience,
Right.
so do I.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I know I'm spiritual, but I still need someone.
Still human.
I'm still human. I got to have someone I can go to. Speaking of personal loss, there have been some touching.
I know.
Very, very touching.
We've been there with you.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. Cornerstone, the church, you have been right there to lift me, to be able to look upon your face, to hear your words that I'm here. It's going to be okay. We're going to get through this together.
Yeah.
Those words mean so much. And they carry you a long ways to the point that even when you're not in their presence, in your presence, you can still hear the voice saying, Chris said, she's with me.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. So in my downward moments, I can pick up the phone and just say, hey, Chris, you all right?
Yeah.
And that makes a difference.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Probably I've lost, on a personal note, and we'll move, I've lost a brother at 35. I lost another brother at 72. I lost a mother. I lost a father. And probably the most touching one is my grandson.
I know.
You know, he left at an early age.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can brace yourself when expectancy is there, you know, age, sickness.
Yeah.
But when the uncertainty appears, it takes a lot out of you. And so you have to go. And not only a personal pastor, but sometimes you need professional counseling and professional help. And I say, if you need it, seek a good counsel and don't be afraid to go get it. Yeah.
And, you know, some of the things we think about and don't realize that, you know, God has already made his plans, but sometimes we realize you don't expect to bury a grandson,
Never
or you don't
that.
expect to bury your child.
Right.
Those things
Yeah.
you don't
Right.
expect to do, but it happens anyway.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Now, do you think members who are deep in grief needs the ministry of the whole body of church of Christ? And that's meaning the whole church and not just the support of the pastor.
Okay. All right. We're there for each other and to help each other. But at some point, you can't take everybody along with you. Jesus had what he called the inner circle. And there were certain places that he would only take Peter, James, and John.
Right.
The inner circle. Those who understand you, those who have your heart and have your heartbeat, they understand. Depending upon the spirituality of individuals, whether or not you can take all of them with you.
Right.
Because sometimes they really don't understand what you are going through.
Yeah.
You know, they say, well, I understand, but if they have not gone through something similar, there's a difference. So it's good to be able to carry those that you know
Okay.
and that have you at heart.
Right.
Yeah.
My experience with Cornerstone is that they take care of their members.
Yeah. We try.
I mean, you know,
Yeah. That's a good
through-
compliment.
through grief, college, going away, graduating from high school, whatever we are going through.
Right. Yeah.
Cornerstone has always been there for us as a body of members.
We try to teach the totality of the person and to reach that person's need. And that involves being well-rounded.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's one of the teachings that we try to do.
Okay, now tell us what you think the Bible says about the grief process.
Okay. All right. As we've stated earlier, and one of my comforting scriptures is that Jesus himself went through grief with his own friend. The Bible says Jesus wept. When he heard about Lazarus, when he got to the place where Lazarus' sister Mary and Martha were and saw them crying and weeping, he wept also, because they were connected. And sometime your first step into recovery for grief is weeping. You got to let it out.
Got to let it out.
You got to let it out.
It's going to flow. If you can't even hold it back.
You can't hold it.
If you are true to the person that
Right.
you
loved and lost,
you can't. It's going to come whether you want it or not.
It's coming out. It's coming out.
Yeah.
So he teaches us that it's a part of life, but it's okay to weep.
Yeah.
It's okay to weep. We are not superheroes. And it doesn't show a form of weakness. It shows a form of compassion. You know.
And it doesn't matter where you are, and you have to excuse this expression. Sometimes you can be sitting on the toilet.
You can, and it just comes out. It doesn't matter.
It's going to come.
It comes.
You sit there, you're thinking about that person, and
it's like showers. They come and they go. Yeah. And you never know when they're going to hit you.
Nope.
And when they do, go ahead, let it out.
Let it go. I had to learn that.
Yeah, let it out.
Let it go.
And then try to move on. Yeah.
I think you just answered this question.
Okay.
And I was going to ask you, the Bible is full of wonderful promises that you can serve the comfort and the grieving. What is your favorite passages for this?
I have 3.
Okay.
Got 3. One is in the Old Testament in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he'll direct your path. And directing that path is through grief, through happiness, through sorrow. But you got to place your trust in a higher power, in him. The other one that I lean toward is where Jesus makes this statement in Matthew 28 and 20, the B part. And lo, I will be with you always. Whatever you're going through, you need to have the assurance.
You got to remember that. You
I'm
have
not
to
going
That's
through
the
it.
only way you can survive sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not in this alone. He's with me. So those been my biggest parts. And then, of course, my favorite scripture is Isaiah 40, where they that waits on the Lord, he'll renew your strength.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what happens.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's great. We're probably going to have to steal some of those from you.
They're available.
And I think you've hit on this already, but you may want to elaborate.
Okay.
Wanted to ask you to share your thoughts from the spiritual side of dealing with grief.
Okay. And that is that in dealing with grief, you can't treat everybody the same because we all grieve differently. So you got to be able to understand that person and to understand what they're going through. one of the things that helps me so much is that having a close connection with with members. And that way, the closer you are to them, the better you understand them. And then when they hurt, you hurt.
Yep.
When they go through it, you go through it, because you've been through that together. And that's the comforting part.
And I have been around here long enough to understand exactly what you're saying, because I've seen you do it thousands and thousands of times.
That's what happens.
Yeah, so, yes. Now, want you to share with us, if you could or would, how you think we can shift from grieving to believing. This I need an abundance of help with, because mine is so new. I'm still trying to grasp it.
It's fresh. I understand. It's kind of something that I learned going through COVID. It's called the new norm. And death happens, but we really never get acquainted with it until it happens at our door.
Yes.
And then you got to be able to try to adjust. And the only way that I could adjust when it happened to me is my firm belief and faith in Christ before it happened.
Right.
So you kind of go back to believing in Him, that, hey, you've had me all this time. I'm going through something I've never been through, but you have. So I need you to walk with me through this journey. And that keeps your sanity. And knowing Him prior and before, and not after. You get to know Him more, you walk with Him.
Right.
But what gives you stability is when you're able to know Him before. So that kind of helped me through the journey.
And you touched on this a little while ago. I had to realize that each person you lose, there's a different type of grief. It's not the same.
It is.
And when I got to the point I lost Robert,
right,
and I thought the grieving was going to be
easier to get through.
But no, I mean, it was like a whole different type of grief.
It's different.
A whole different type. When you lay in that bed every night and watch that man just slowly going away. I mean, when it's your spouse, it's just totally different.
It takes a lot out of you.
Because
you're connected. You're not one, but you become two. And then you become one.
I mean, you spend
the time that
we spent 30 years together.
So that takes a lot out of you.
It just
a part of you leave. A part of you leave.
Well, Rev Lawson, this has been an awesome podcast for me. I wanted you to come on because I wanted my listeners to understand some parts of grief.
Very good.
But I've had a lesson myself as well. So I appreciate you for that.
It's a lesson for
and thank you, Reverend Lawson, for sharing your spiritual journey with us. I call you my pastor, a man of God, the shepherd of our house, Cornerstone Community Baptist Church, and a friend.
Yes.
I'm also glad you could be with us on this podcast. When I thought who my first guest would be for this, no name came to me other than yours.
Oh my goodness!
You are my pastor.
Yes.
And as I said, a man of God, but you are human. You allow yourself to constantly grieve with others, but please make sure you seek help when you need it.
You're right.
I hope you are navigating the unique challenges of grieving while at the same time you are supporting others. This should include you practicing self-care.
Yes.
Now, and you need to engage in healthy and grieving practices. I'm teaching to you now.
I got you.
And finding healthy ways to process your emotions.
Yes.
And I said all this because at Cornerstone, we want you around for a very, very, very long time because we love our pastor.
I do
Okay?
appreciate that.
So you keep that in mind.
Of course, Chris, you know, I've been around for quite some time, so I'm thinking about now going off into the sunset.
Not yet. Not yet. You can't have that horse and that black hat yet. Now, I want our listeners to know that if you're looking for a church home, you can come out and join us at
bless you.
Cornerstone Community Baptist Church
Bless you.
at 4895 Hamilton Road
Yep.
in Atlanta.
That's it.
Now, you won't also find a great church. You will find a great message every
Bless your
Sunday
heart.
that
Thank
Pastor
you.
Lawson is here.
Thank you.
Now, I just want to say, sometimes the hardest season of grief is not the weeks that follows, but the months, as much as we can be there for them. And what I'm saying is, you know, sometimes we know somebody who's going through grief, and we're there for them, like maybe the first few weeks of the, but it goes on and on. And I have been fortunate to have those friends and family months and months later still calling me to
That's
check
great.
on me, to make
That's
sure,
great.
Chris, you're
Yeah.
all right.
Right.
And just reminding that we need that.
Exactly.
By the grace and sustaining powers of Jesus, they will make it through. If we
Right.
have your support, we will make
Got
it.
We will. We will.
My podcast family, I hope something has been said to let you know you are not alone in your time of grief.
Right.
Just know weeping may tarry for the night,
Right.
but joy comes in the morning.
There you go.
Amen to that.
That's it. That's it.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Good.
Hope you will join me in another couple of weeks
All right.
when we do our next podcast, and you will definitely not be disappointed.
Very good.
Thank you, Reverend Lawson.
Thank you for
for
having
joining
me.
us.
Thank you for having me as your special guest.
Thank
I
you.
love you. God bless you.